We're going to walk up here, and all we're going to ask you to do is pretty simple. Everybody give something next week. Whatever it is God lays on your heart. Okay? Not going to tell you how much that is. It might be $2, it might be $20,000. That's between you and God. That's not up to me. But everybody gives something. Why? Because we're a family. We're going to commit to honoring God with our finances in 2009. I really believe this is an issue, judged by the number of emails that I get from some of you. This has been a huge issue for many of you for a long time. You're just going to commit to honoring God with your finances. God, I'm going to start making better choices. I'm going to stop making stupid choices, and I'm going to honor you with the funds that you provide. You're going to give consistently to God for 90 days. That's February, March, and April. That's what your commitment is. You're going to give consistently for 90 days. And if during that time you face a major crisis, I'm not talking about wanting to go on a Carnival cruise for 7 days. I'm talking about a crisis. Your insurance, your car payment, your house payment, something like that. You come see us and we'll give you your money back. And I'll tell you why. Because it's not our money. It's God's money. But we will refund your money to you in that time frame if you need it. And I'm going to tell you right now, I doubt you'll need it. Because this is the only place in Scripture where God says you have the right to test me. You have the right, I dare you to test me. And see if I won't pour out the windows, open the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing. Now, I'm not going to tell you you're going to give God $10, He's going to give you $100. But what I will tell you is, if you honor God with your finances, He will help all the other things come into order. It's amazing how this particular issue is the last thing for many of us to give up. Because we think we control our destiny. We control our resources. Just when you tithe, give your offerings, just put it in the general fund of the church. All of the ministries here are supported out of the general fund, with the exception of the capital fund, which is our building program, and our missions. You can designate for those things, but you don't need to designate it for VBS, for example. Children's ministry supported out of general fund. Okay? Our goal for you is for you to become financially healthy. Listen, this is really weird. This sounds really stupid. I check my mail once a week. No, I'm serious. If you ever send me a letter and you send it on a Monday, I'm not going to get it till Friday, because I don't pick up my mail until Friday. I went to my mailbox on Friday, and I had 2 weeks worth of mail. Because I didn't pick it up Friday before, because I didn't feel like it. I mean, it's 3 houses away. I don't want to walk that far. Okay? I picked up my mail. I had 2 utility bills, no credit card bills. For the first time that I've been married 25 years. No credit card bills at all. It come to my one. We have one credit card bill that it's being paid off because they were outside our program area. But after 25 years, I don't have to go to my mail every day, and I don't get this much mail anymore. 2 weeks worth of mail was about that much. Because I don't get all that stuff from Bill. You know who Bill is? JCPenney and Discover and American Express and Bill. They're all named Bill. I don't get those anymore. Okay, I get utility bills and a car payment and a school loan, and that's it. That's free. I can't tell you. It's like, woo, yay me. And for a lot of you, you're afraid to go to the mailbox. And I lived that way for a long time. You don't have to live that way anymore. But becoming financially healthy requires for you and I to show compassion on other people. It's not a choice. Becoming financially healthy means that we begin to see our resources as ways to bless other people and to reach other people. Some of you, when you were a kid, you played with sports teams and you heard that great cliche, there's no I in team. Yeah, but there's a me. There is me in team. And you're a part of a team. You're part of a family here at Friends. And families are units that work together. Not where people do the minimum of what's required, but they go above and beyond the duty. And I had this conversation with my own children this week. What that means is that if I ask you to do the dishes, you do the dishes and the trash without being asked. And if I ask you to vacuum something, it means you vacuum and you sweep, even though I didn't bring it up. That's what families do. Families just don't do the minimum. Families do what's necessary to see the team win. True? And at Friends, we're a family. Families depend on each other. I'm counting on you, you're counting on me. We all have a right to depend on each other. To know what we can count on. And if you say, I'm going to work with children's ministry, then show up and work for children's ministry. Don't promise if you're not going to go. If you're not going to go, that's fine. But don't do one and not the other. That's not fair. Because people count on you. And we are a family, and families invest in each other. They invest in each other through encouragement, support, and prayer, and friendship. That's what families do. And we're a family. But however, as glad as we are that you're here, it's time for you to share your lunch. Whatever you got. Don't care what you got. Just don't bring those. Whatever you got. The church is like potluck. Okay? When I was a kid, we used to have these things at church called carry-in dinners. Or dinner on the grounds, as they call it in the South. Okay? It's where everybody brings something. You never know what you're going to get. And we used to do one as a fundraiser where we put the lunch in a box and you would bid on it. You didn't know what was in there. And my mom's kind of a prankster. And my mom thought she'd be funny one time. I remember this. I was a young child. A picnic basket, and she put a Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket inside it. With no chicken. And across the top, she put the Bible verse, "Man shall not live by bread alone." And somebody paid like $20 for that picnic basket. And then she had a lunch in the car for them. But listen, I don't know what you got. Maybe you've got sardines. Maybe you've got barley bread. Maybe you've got really good bread. Maybe you've got steaks. Whatever it is you've got, just bring it and offer it. Because that's how God uses us to reach people. Because the people outside here, they're hungry and they're waiting to be fed. And we can be up on top of the mountain all we want and look at them and go, well, you know what, you shouldn't have walked around the lake. Oh, you should have packed your own lunch. Oh, so sorry you're thirsty. Or we can look at them through the eyes of Christ and see them with people with compassion. Well, one of the things that's miraculous about this, no matter what investment you make, there's going to be plenty for you. There'll still be plenty for you to eat. There'll always be plenty for you. Will you share your lunch today? One of the lines from the song that we sang a few minutes ago, if you'll come share it. When you and I embrace surrender. And I can't get that line out of my mind. I was thinking about the line all week. I don't like that. I don't like what that sounds like. That sounds like I'm giving up. No. It's not giving up. It's becoming obedient. That's what surrender is. Surrender doesn't mean that I lose. Surrender means, no, I get to win. And it's in my hard-headedness and my arrogance that I keep fighting. And as I was on my way here today, we're in a rut. As a church, we're in a rut. You know what a rut is, don't you? It's a long, narrow grave. That's all it is. We do the same thing every time we go. We sing a song, we have an announcement, we sing a few more songs, I preach, we hug, kiss, pray, go home. That's a rut. That's a rut. And I don't like it. I don't like ruts. And I dare you today. I dare you today to respond like you know God wants you to. And for some of you, that's to grab the hand of your spouse and to walk up here to the front and find a place to pray and to bring your checkbook and your wallet and your day timer and leave it here and say, God, this is yours now. It's symbolic. Just like the Hebrew people had symbolic things. For some of you, it's to walk up here and just to say, you know what, I just need somebody to talk to, I need somebody to pray with. For some of you, it's to come up and say, listen, other people have introduced me to Jesus, but I need to meet him now. And for some of you, it's just, I need to come up here and tell God I'm sorry. Some people, it's to come up and say, God, I want to tell you thank you. I don't know what your thing is, but we're in a rut. And it's almost as if we're afraid. It's almost as if we're afraid to jump off the building, almost afraid to jump off the cliff to see God do a miracle. I can tell you this, until you and I embrace surrender, he can't make us to what he wants us to be. We have to give up, because otherwise it's still us doing it. And for some of you, the next couple minutes might be kind of awkward. And if it is, I apologize. And I don't want you to feel any pressure. But maybe you need to pray at your seat. Maybe you just want to quietly take the hand of your spouse or your companion and just say, look, I just want to pray right here. Maybe you want to go here. Maybe you want to go to the side. I don't know. But I don't want to live in a rut. We can't live in a rut if we're going to be effective in reaching people. It won't work. It won't work. Would you just close your eyes and just listen as Sherrod sings the chorus. You and I are made for worship. Just listen to these words. Ask God what he wants you to do.